Illegal immigration.
It's about power.
What do y'all think? Let's get
nice
some.
right there.
I was about to say
Let's get some
something.
hypotheses out there. What do y'all
wasn't
think
gonna be
this
funny.
means? Before we get into it, let's get some hypotheses. What do y'all think?
They're trying to, I believe, they're trying to get more power. The power of the illegal immigrants who are coming in. They're going to support the people who let them in and want them to stay.
I believe, they're trying to gain power from it, and they have a hidden agenda, not to help the immigrants, but to help themselves.
Unless it's about that fin now.
We have Tucker Carlson on this video.
Carlson.
Carlson.
Little Tucker on it?
Yes.
Ball.
Oh, well, my boy Tucker. Okay.
I recently watched a group of protesters, most of them young, denouncing President Donald Trump's immigration policies. They were waving Mexican flags and shouting, "Si se puede!" Yes, we can. This is now the rallying cry of the open borders left, but it wasn't always. In fact, I wondered if a single person at the protest knew where it came from. The slogan first became famous 50 years ago, thanks to Cesar Chavez. He was the founder of the United Farm Workers Union. When Chavez said, "Si se puede," he meant something very different. Yes, we can seal the borders. Cesar Chavez hated illegal immigration. He was Hispanic, obviously, and definitely on the left, but he fought to keep illegal Mexican immigrants.
I know this is Tucker, but should we fact check him really quick? Or y'all believe in him?
Fact check it.
Okay,
Fact check it
Cesar,
all.
let's look it up.
Let me go get my phone so I can fact check.
Yeah, my phone's
Get it
on
really
one.
quick.
Yes, facts. Cesar Chavez, the civil rights era leader who swore nonviolence, any influx of foreign labor represented a threat to the farm workers movement. The people who crossed the border illegally were in search of a better life, but they were also scabs willing to do the jobs American farm workers were organized to improve. Therefore, he was against it.
Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. That's interesting.
Thought you was Mexican.
Knew where it came from. The slogan first became famous 50 years ago, thanks to Cesar Chavez. He was the founder of the United Farm Workers Union. When Chavez said, "Si se puede," he meant something very different. Yes, we can seal the borders. Cesar Chavez hated illegal immigration.
Facts.
He was Hispanic, obviously, and definitely on the left, but he fought to keep illegal Mexican immigrants out of this country. He understood that peasants from Latin America will always work for less than Americans will. That's why employers prefer
Peasants.
them. Chavez knew that.
Damn.
As long as we have a poor country bordering California, he once explained, it's going to be very difficult to win strikes. In 1969, Chavez led a march down the center of California to protest the hiring of illegal immigrant produce pickers. Marching alongside him was Democratic Senator Walter Mondale and the Reverend Ralph Abernathy, the longtime aide to Martin Luther King. 10 years later, Chavez dispatched armed union members into the desert to assault Mexican nationals who were trying to sneak across the border. Chavez's men beat immigrants with chains and whips made of barbed wire. Illegal aliens who dared to work as scabs had their houses firebombed and their cars burned.
Damn.
Chavez wasn't
shit.
embarrassed.
Oh, okay, I had to pause.
Okay, it says he swore nonviolence.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. So what happened? Where did the turn?
Where did he turn to this?
Because it got very violent real quick.
Okay, all right. Should we let Tucker explain?
Did we miss something?
Shit got hectic real
He
quick.
said they were beating their ass on the border.
So
Like
they was
what?
beating them with chains and barbed wire and firebombing their homes. This is his background: farm worker, grape picker.
To be honest with you, he was doing that. Don't that make him like a hate group?
That would make him a freaking radical.
A vigilante.
Yeah, I don't see anything about him doing
Beating them with that
Facts. I don't
chain.
see him doing
crime
anything.
Maybe that wasn't him. Let's.
Yeah, let's read.
No,
listen,
he said Cesar Chavez had organized the
group,
people
yeah.
that did that.
He says assaulted.
Then why did he say that he was non-violent?
Yeah, it says it says it right here. It says he was a Mexican American with radical views on immigration who swore nonviolence but subsidized an illegal border patrol operation. This is on the TexasStandard.org website.
Whoa.
So he claimed non-violent, but
It says he was a man of many contradictions.
So he was that angry
Okay,
at
makes
the
sense.
border control
So
situation.
he probably was
He made his
non-violent.
own agency.
He was probably non-violent with the protests, and then when it was nighttime, he had to handle them himself.
He says only one way they're gonna listen. Y'all don't know.
Let's see. Cesar Chavez border.
That's kind of messed up.
I've actually heard of Cesar
messed up.
Chavez.
No, he definitely sounds familiar. It's a boxer named Cesar Chavez. That's what.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that name for sure. For sure, it sounded very familiar.
But blowing up people's cribs, that's insane, bro.
I'm not seeing anything about it. I'm trying.
Is he alive?
10 years later, Chavez dispatched armed union members into the desert to assault
later.
Mexican nationals who were trying to sneak across the border. Chavez's men beat immigrants with chains and whips made of barbed wire. Illegal aliens who dared to work as scabs had their houses firebombed and their cars burned. Wow. Chavez wasn't embarrassed about any of this. He bragged about it. No matter. Chavez remains a progressive hero. President Obama declared his birthday a commemorative federal holiday.
He did.
It's an official day off in a half a dozen
2012.
states. There's a college named after him and dozens of public schools.
One in
Cesar
Houston.
Chavez's life is a reminder of how much the left has changed and how quickly. Until recently, most Democrats agreed with Chavez. They opposed unchecked immigration because they knew it hurt American workers, and they were right. One study by a Harvard economist examined the effects of the mass migration of Cuban refugees to this country in 1980, the so-called Mariel boat lift. He found that American workers in Miami with a high school education saw their wages fall by more than 30% after the refugees arrived. If you believe in supply and demand, this is not surprising. After the fall of Saigon in 1975, Democratic Governor Jerry Brown opposed letting Vietnamese refugees into California on the grounds that the state already had enough poor people. As he put it at the time, there's something a little strange about saying, let's bring in 500,000 more people when we can't take care of the 1 million Californians out of work. First-term Senator Joe Biden of Delaware agreed. He introduced federal legislation to curb the arrival of the Vietnamese. Two decades later, leading Democrats were still wary of mass immigration, especially illegal immigration. As Bill Clinton put it in the 1995 State of the Union address, Americans are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public services they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. No prominent Democrat would say anything like that today without being denounced as a racist.
Facts.
Clinton got a standing ovation. As late as 2006, there were still liberals who cared about the economic effects of immigration, legal or illegal. Immigration reduces the wages of domestic workers who compete with immigrants, explained economist Paul Krugman in the New York Times. We'll need to reduce the inflow of low-skilled immigrants. Mainly that means better controls on illegal immigration. That same year, Senator Hillary Clinton voted for a fence on the Mexican border. So did Barack Obama and Chuck Schumer and 23 other Senate Democrats. Not anymore.
I know a guy who said
20
that
years
same
after
thing
Bill
and got in
Clinton told
trouble for it.
Americans they had the right to be upset about illegal immigration, his wife scolded the country for enforcing border controls. So what changed? Not the economics of it.
What changed?
The law of supply and demand remained in effect. It's not a coincidence that as illegal immigration surged, wages for American workers stagnated. What changed is that Democrats stopped caring about those workers, about the middle class, really. Why? Here's the answer in 4 simple facts. 1. According to a recent study from Yale, there are at least 22 million illegal immigrants living in the United States.
Whoa.
2,
That's crazy.
Democrats plan to give all of them citizenship. Read the Democrats' 2016 party platform. 3, studies show the overwhelming majority of first-time immigrant voters vote Democrat. 4, the biggest landslide in American presidential history was only 17 million votes. Do the math. The
there's
payoff for
22 million
Democrats,
of them.
permanent electoral majority
now.
for the foreseeable future. In a word, power. That's the point. No matter what they tell you, American workers be damned. I'm Tucker Carlson.
Is that why on South Park they always hit the "They took my job"? I think it was Randy that started it.
That was the WWE episode, the backyard wrestling. They said they took your job. That was the rednecks. They couldn't find no jobs.
They said you finna let them across the border.
I ain't gonna lie, that just blew my mind a little
Nah,
bit.
mine too, for real.
Yeah, no, man. Pretty crazy stuff, but I knew it. And they said they voted for a fence in 2012. And I know a guy who said that same thing in 2016, and they got in trouble.
So they trying to do this right before the election.
Mayor Adams, hey, why is New York spending
we're
so
not-
much money? Why is New York spending so much money to transfer migrants to a hotel in Rockland County? No response?
Boy, this has been an ongoing thing, buddy. This is
But
not
like-
a new. This
but-
is not a new phenomenon.
But like, think about it
they
now.
been-
I didn't know Democrats had anything to do
Chicago.
with the border at all until
Well,
like,
everyone
the
has
last
a
video.
everyone has a stance on each issue, and they used to be for border control, but now they're against it. Why? I don't know.
I'm messed up, bro. I don't like how
Oh,
America.
well, I do know. I just learned.
I'm messed up about our beautiful country. Like y'all see San Fran, it's just like
If we got over 22 million immigrants, at least half of them are gonna vote.
Well, no, if they're illegal, how do they vote though?
I'm gonna keep it.
They said they're getting their citizenship.
Oh yeah, well if they get it, then
They can vote.
I'm gonna keep it.
I
I'm
mean-
gonna keep it 100. If I'm a legal
they-
immigrant, I don't want people to know anything about me. While
You're
I'm
not.
voting
No,
on
no,
pop-
no, 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 no. They can't vote. They're getting their citizenship.
Yeah,
You
once
didn't
they
hear
get it, then they vote.
But like-
let's go back to where he said how many of them are
But
getting
like,
their citizenship.
but like, think
He
about.
didn't say how many. He said that Democrats want them
But like,
all
okay,
to get it.
okay, guys, let's keep it 100, bro.
what he
I thought he
said.
said
If I'm a,
He said they
if
got
I'm in
it
the
or
country,
they wanted them to get it.
Say that
They
again.
want it.
if I'm in the country I don't want to be in, if I'm in the country I'm not supposed to be in, why would I let people know I'm in this country?
Because they won't work.
No, but he was saying the Democrats want to get all the illegal immigrants citizenship.
So they can vote. And when
pay
they vote,
taxes.
they're going to vote Democrat, which gives
Yeah.
Democrats
Every time.
the power. They're going to get electoral power, which means they're going to keep continually getting voted for by these illegals who benefited from Democrat policies to get them here. Which,
But so they ain't not sending people back right now. They just
I mean,
letting them ride.
bro, we've watched
Guess.
multiple videos of them bringing them into New
Guess.
York and Chicago.
In 2022, guess how many illegal immigrants got their citizenship? Almost 1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 1 million lefters right there. Not necessarily, but
And you know what? That video we watched when we were arguing about that border, all of them were Hispanic people that voted for Democrat.
It says Cesar
Remember that
Chavez.
video we were arguing about? The border video? The last video, the Trump funny video?
Oh, with
we
the
were
border, the
arguing
color
that,
of the border?
And they had like,
If the numbers bear out what we're seeing thus far, Hillary Clinton will win Florida. And the delicious irony in this is that Donald Trump will have been kept from the White House by a big, beautiful brown wall.
so many people like vote Democrat.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hispanic.
It was
yeah,
90%
yeah,
increase
yeah,
in
yeah,
Hispanic voters.
That is crazy.
yeah, that's
pretty
crazy,
crazy
too.
stuff.
Prager,
we did just put that
Prager
together.
isn't lying, man.
Hey, they try to say PragerU is not a reliable source. Well, we just fact checked it, and it was all factual. I'm actually reading a Cesar Chavez thing right here, and it said that he was so anti-Mexican immigrant, he referred to them as illegals and a slur. I'm not going to say the slur.
I already know what it
Part
is.
of your
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say,
body
buddy.
part of
but
your body being wet.
Oh,
He called them that.
He
His
referred
own
to them
people.
And
I already
he
knew
was
what it
Mexican.
was.
He was Hispanic himself.
oh my God.
They said he was on there calling them that.
That's like us.
Wow.
Saying the N word. It's the
And
same
it's crazy
thing.
because
With the hard R.
he's remembered as a
Same
hero.
With the
Obama
hard
has a
R.
Cesar Chavez Day, and he has a movie.
So why is Trump considered a racist when he stand up for it? That is so insane.
You know, all Trump did was double down on the things that they said, and they used it against him. No, he's bad. But
Yeah, I
you
don't know how they did
I
that.
personally am.
Cause it got my ass. It got me good.
But we were young and easily
It got
influenced.
us. The
But we
Twitter, bro.
didn't-
Twitter was getting.
we didn't know
Twitter
better though.
and the news was getting me.
We didn't know no better.
We
We,
didn't-
were some ignorant
we didn't
niggas.
we didn't use fact check.
I was
the-
definitely not young and not fact checking anything.
Yeah, man. The most immigrants in each state would probably be Florida, Texas, and California.
Makes sense.
That makes perfect
Is that
sense.
Illinois right there?
That looks
Yes,
like.
yes, indeed, boy. That Georgia right there too. Let me see, Georgia and Florida.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, Florida is very diverse.
Yeah, it is. It's a cesspool of diversity.
Wow, yeah, this video just blew my mind, man. I don't know what to believe anymore, man. I'm just
We at this bit.
that's just crazy.
We
man.
gotta get border control under control.
Think how many people actually have came over here, like in total.
A whole bunch. A number that
Probably-
they actually don't know because
Probably 100
they're
million.
illegal.
Maybe 100 million, 50, maybe 50.
I mean, if it was, I don't
If
know. I
only
don't know
if 1 million of them got citizenship in 2022 alone,
what the rest of them doing.
Think about
how
from
they gotta
19
find a way to eat too.
1950 to now,
No.
it's probably been 100 million, man. That is
It must
crazy.
be terrible,
then they're
terrible,
allowed to
terrible in
vote.
Mexico. It must be so horrible. Like
It can't be that bad.
it gotta be because why is they all coming
I ain't
here?
gonna lie. You remember? You heard what
United
Jess
States
said?
is
Jess said he got to leave. Like,
He's in Ecuador, not Mexico.
well, it's still the same stuff going on in them countries.
It's not.
I feel like
You don't think so?
if
They
they're
all the
pouring in
trenches.
here at that rate, it has to be horrible there.
No, yeah, it definitely does. What's the poverty rate?
Bro,
out there?
he said the cartel taking over his whole country, so it's just like it's a lot of
cartel run shit.
so it's a lot of countries over there that's going through
This is
that.
the last thing we're gonna check. Poverty rate in the U.S. versus Mexico.
Okay.
Well, I thought Mexico was considered a
Says
third world.
Mexico's poverty rate declined from 50% to 43.5%.
What?
Pretty high still.
Damn.
Boy, y'all gotta forget COVID-19.
No, but the fact that it's even that high in the first place.
It says the American poverty rate is 11.6.
That's a big,
That's the
big,
reason,
big
bro.
difference. Yeah, that's why they're trying to get over here, man. It's messed up over there. The cartel running stuff, people in poverty,
That's
probably
crazy.
kids, probably
And
starving.
they got me with the good heart situation. I'm like, man, if it's so messed up over there, let's just let them over here.
But it's like,
But
dang.
it's affecting a lot of things, and
Yeah,
it's affecting
it's not that
policies
easy.
at
It's
this
not that
point.
easy.
They don't give a damn. They say, well, I'm going to vote for who helped me.
50%.
And that's going to help my people, too. They got people over
primary
there.
rate's pretty high.
They still got family over there. They probably don't even want to take that risk.
They trying to
People
get them
dying
over
on that
too.
walk.
I don't know,
Yeah, this
man.
is crazy, man.
I think we should build the wall. I think we should. I know Cesar Chavez had some dark things he did, but
So-
he made a lot of points. Obviously, they're gonna work for less.
Y'all think because of BRICS, you think America and Mexico,
We'll probably
Join.
strengthen our allies, yeah, somewhat. But
Definitely.
we probably
You
still
see
need
what-
to build that wall, though.
See what the Trump and the other guy did on that interview.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
trying to lock in.
Yeah.
So
facts.
like, imagine building business over there. You think there's gonna be a lot more people come over to cross the border because they're looking for work.
Maybe Trump really, but he's kind of a nonchalant guy. So he seemed like he really wasn't even interested when you were talking to him, really. He did. He was like,
It was a PR stunt.
Yeah,
Like the
I
questions
don't
he
know.
asked him were regular. He's like, "What are you going to do?" And he was just build a wall.
yeah, that's all we can do. Yeah, man. All right, guys. Let us know what y'all think about the illegal immigrants and is it about power? We're out of here.
Wanted to know why you're sending migrants to upstate New York, to hotels in Rockland County, and why it's costing New York City so many millions of dollars.
Where should they go? Should they stay in New York City?
I'm asking you why you're
No,
doing.
I'm asking you, where should they go?
Why do you house them in the first place?
It's national. That's the way this country is.
I'm not the mayor of New York City. You are, sir.
But tell me something. Are you American Indian?
No,
You came from where?
I came from America.
You came from America? That's
Yeah.
where your ancestors came from?
My question for
No,
you.
That's where your ancestors came from?
I don't know where my ancestors came from. My question for
came
you,
to
sir.
this country from
You're the mayor of New
somewhere.
York City, and you're spending millions of taxpayer dollars
But I answered
to
you.
send them. You didn't answer my question.
Yes, I
Why?
did.
How can you justify spending all that money to send? Are you just making it not your problem?
The same way your ancestors came here, that is how others are coming here. If you saying no one should come here, then your ancestors shouldn't be here.
I didn't say no one should come
Okay.
here. I'm
Well,
asking
so much.
why.
I
I'm
answered
asking
your question.
why you're sending them
I
to
answered-
other parts of the
Because
area.
it's a state issue.
They're
It's a
already-
state issue in the
they're
country.
already- It's a
issue.
New York City issue. You're spending New York
Okay,
City
but
money,
we-
and they're already housed here.
Well, we disagree.
How is it a state issue?
We disagree.
Okay, is it New York City money or is it New York State money?
Thank you so much for
We
your
disagree.
time.
He's the mayor of New York City. He can answer his own
Yeah,
questions.
but be kind to my staff.
She shoulder checked me. New York.
Listen, we disagree. This is a national issue. All of us came from somewhere, like you.